afternoon, ladies. I'm so happy to be part of this future, and I'm so glad. And the event today is about. I hope you can hear me. I don't see anyone. Can you hear me? As I was saying, I'm glad to be part of the event, and we are going to talk about the girl child, how to come out there, how to be equal, how to have the same rights, same favors in the workplace. And as you can see from the shared agenda, the first thing you're going to do is the opening prayer, and it's by a volunteer. So if anyone is willing to lead us, I'd want you to turn on your microphone and lead us through the opening prayer, please.
Lord King of Glory, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the different people for joining us in this meeting. We thank you for the organizers of this meeting. We thank you for each and everything you've done for us. We give you the glory and honor, guide us. Let every information that we're going to share be educative, be inspirational to anyone out there. Through Jesus Christ, we pray and we believe. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, our volunteer. So I'm going to take us through the items of the day. We finished the opening prayer, and we are going to have introductions from the panelists, a brief about the day, special presentations, hearing from guests, panel discussion, audience voice, closing prayer. And I have not introduced myself. My name is Nachondwa Hilda Evelyn. I'm a second year student at Makerere University doing electrical engineering, and I'm very glad to be here. So the main objectives of this event is to talk about education of the girl child. We want more girls. We want to inspire more girls to stay in education, because we've seen the statistics of the holiday. Mostly girls have been affected. Like, even if the sexual harassment was both ways, it's the girls that have gotten pregnant. So with pregnancy, you can hardly go back to school. You will be ashamed. And this, it's not like most girls are willing. They have been sexually harassed, and we need to step up. That's why we are here. We need to know how to step up, how to go out there and defend ourselves, step up for ourselves. Then there's inequality at the workplace. We have to also talk about that, because when mostly men are promoted, they go to the higher positions, they get the better pay when we are doing the same thing. And that's why we are here. Then there's also most times when in the workplace, it's hard for us girls to stand up for ourselves. We fear to talk about our worth. You might be doing this work, you're not being given enough, but you're not speaking up for ourselves. We need to speak up, and that's why we are having this event today.
I left the job then, so I continued doing other things, and so after another time, I got another job with dwelling places. There was other short opportunities coming in there, short contracts. So I got another opportunity with Dwelling Places Uganda. And so when I started working with Dwelling Places Uganda, that was in 2019. In 2018 August, and then 2019. So in 2020, that's when COVID came in. But I kept also my teaching assistantship in the university. So I was juggling the two jobs at the same time because I wanted to make ends meet. And after some time, that's when we had COVID-19. I lost both my jobs. My contract, one of a donor project ended, and so the organization could not sustain the paying. And so I was put on, a leave And later I was given a letter. They informed me that, Molly, we still need your service, but we don't have money to pay you. So that was okay with me, and then I moved on. So I thought I still had the ones for the university. That's now when also the university is really closed. Remember, I had a family to look after, but I said I will not give up. And because of that, I started a passion fruit business. Now, it was one of those days I reached a point in COVID where I almost could not afford to look after my family. And I used to fetch firewood from one of the nearby forests within my area to endeavor that my family get something to eat. So one of those days I was lost in my thoughts, and I was trying to cross the road. And I belonged to Rotary. So one of the Rotarian almost saw me and almost talked me. So he came and parked and asked me, Molly, what's the problem? Please tell me what's going on in your life. You're not the joyful person, I know, because naturally I'm a very joyful girl. And so I told him, frankly, you will never understand my problems. There's so many, in that I had so many problems. So, but later, with a long talk, he told me, tell me, what's the problem? So I informed him and told him, you know what? I think it's just amazing that I can't look after my family, and my need right now is charcoal. So he got me $100, and I used the $100 to start the passion fruit business. Now, I bought one sack of charcoal, and then also later I went ahead and bought the passion fruits. I had to travel up country because initially I used to go to Owino and get all these things, but unfortunately it looked like it was a bit very hard for me. But later, as time went on, I just decided to continue with my life, and yeah, I started like that. Then the next thing I know, New Vision covers my story. They were very inquisitive to know this young lecturer who is, selling butunda. So that's how my life started, and I never looked back. As I speak today, I'm a very proud hawker of butunda. I hawk butunda for a living, and I do door to door, and I am always there to encourage young girls. But just to let you know, I mean, being frank with you, I reached a point that even those men who had, always wanted to be part of me in my life, those ones that had promised, I reached a point of reaching, should I call them for help, like lowering your standard? But because I knew who I am in me and I didn't want someone to use me or take me for granted, I continued with my life. As I speak today, I don't regret. And I am able to sell about 4 sacks of passion fruits a week. And I have gone global where people now make orders online and then I deliver to their families. And I keep on telling people, you can't be me, discover yourself. The beauty about me in that even if I am going to go somewhere to sell my passion fruits, let me tell you something. I am very smart. For people who have watched me on TV, I am very smart. I dress like as if I'm going in for a meeting, corporate meeting, and people will buy. If it's a Friday, I would wear like someone who's going into, a corporate some meeting, and then people are like, oh, hold on. Do people who sell would now also behave like that? And that's how life has been, and I don't regret. So I mean, for now, I can look at that, and literally, God has been faithful. And I'm always there to encourage the young girls. I am always to tell the young girls, you can do anything for yourself and you can always be successful. And once you do things in the right way, I didn't attract media. I did not call anyone. They have been looking for me to take my story. And I thank God for that. I don't take it for granted. And through those stories that they've, covered, guess what? The clientele is growing. And I'm telling you, there's so many doing the same business I'm doing, so many people doing the same business. But I always tell them, what other thing that can you add? So for me, anything I did in my business, I opened people's eyes. I looked for a net. And guess what? I would get these nets from very far. I get them, I pack my butunda. After packing my passion fruits, I deliver. I give you something you can see. And man, guess what? Life has been beautiful. Literally, God has been so amazing. So, ladies, thank you so much. I can see someone displaying the video. Thank you very much. And that will teach people that life is what you make it. Thank you very much.
And as the world celebrated the International Teachers' Day, Isabel Nakiria met some of them and filed the following report.
Maureen Nantongo has found a new passion in the fruits business. She's moved from the classroom to selling passion fruits in the capital, Kampala. The junior university lecturer says COVID-19 left her jobless and life was hard.
I look after 5 people. I have my mother who's a stroke patient. I have my brother who stays with me. I had a maid who I could not say please leave. The maid has a child. So I had to endeavor that my maid gets food. I make sure that my mother has medication. So I just had no option but to work. So I had to put my, how do I call it, not professionalism, but the classy bit of it to go down into what we call, some people would call it dirty work.
With an initial capital of $100 that was given to her by a friend, Nantongo started buying passion fruits from farmers in western Uganda. She got most of her customers online because of restrictions on public transport during the lockdown. She now makes door-to-door deliveries.
In Kabale, I had to sleep in the market, and then in the morning, I went to the farmers. I just went to the ladies who sell them, and I asked them, I want to buy passion fruits. Can you direct me? So out of those ones, one of them took me to the farmer.
A good number of teachers, especially those in private schools, had to look for alternative work to sustain themselves. Since school closed in March, school owners say they couldn't afford to continue paying teachers. Uganda is reopening school for final year students only as part of lifting COVID-19 restrictions. But only 1.2 million learners are expected to report back on 15th October, meaning many teachers will still stay jobless.
We are recalling the upper class teachers. Then the lower class teachers, we can't recall them now because we need to sustain them. You know, sustaining a human being is very hard, especially when the income is not coming in. Yeah, that is where the problem is. But it has been very tough, and it is still very tough.
The government has opened up much of the economy, but with the partial reopening of schools, there's a lot of uncertainty on just when full operations will actually begin. Nantongo says she will continue with her passion fruit business, even if she is able to return to teaching again. Isabel Nakiria, CGTN Campaign.
Thank you very much, Molly. Your story is an inspiration to many. And we believe there are no boundaries, there are no obstacles. We can be able to do many things on our own, not depending on other people. And we have to look for opportunities also. Thank you very much. We're going to have the next speaker. It's either Evelyn, Valentine, or Mrs. Atim, Patricia.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hope you can hear me well. So, first of all, I would like to thank Molly for her story. It has been so inspiring. Wow, that's just so amazing. Thank you so much for, inspiring so many and setting the pace for the rest of us. Yeah, my name is Patricia Atim, and like I mentioned earlier, I am a software engineer by profession. I was born on 29th of June, 1994, and I graduated 2 years back from Makerere University. I did a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, and currently I work at a company called Kanzu Code as a software engineer. So I'll start from, let me see where I can start from. I'll start from high school to take you through my story. I had the privilege to be able to go to good schools during my high school. I for 4 years, I was in Bingo, and then for the other 2 years, I went to King's College Budo. Then after I went to university at Makerere. But one thing that I tried to do as I was in school was to be as focused as possible. I was a very talented child growing up. I was talented musically, and just like Molly, I was a very good dancer. And in the school, Nabingo, they would give us opportunities to display our talents. They would have like talent shows where you would sing or you would dance. And I personally had a dance group in school. We would dance every, I think it was called, I forget what it was called, but there was that period of time when you're done with school and then you're done with exams and then you're just free. I think it was called, I forget, but then it was like 2 weeks when you're free, completely free. And paper exams are done, and then they would bring like so much entertainment. And I used that opportunity to display my talent. That time I was a performer. I would dance a lot, but then also I knew the reason as to why I had gone to school, and that was to get an education and learn. And I knew that it was important for me to excel if I was to have a better life ahead, or maybe even go to a better school. So I I focused on both generally. I had, I guess, the ability to know that it's important to focus both on the work, which is reading and all that, but then also to grow my talent. I did not ignore that. So at an early age, I was able to lift both up and actually work on both. So I was a really, really good student, and I excelled and was taken to, I qualified to go to Budo on merit. And yeah, that's when I really got to know that there is an issue in society where girls are actually, I don't know what is wrong, but because when I went to Budo, the ratio of boys to girls was like 4-1. It was that crazy. I went to Budo on merit, and I was doing a course that was a course that is not done by most girls. I did PCB math. And then in my PCB math class, the boys were about 42 and the girls were about 5. I think we're about 5 girls. Again, it's like 42 boys. And it was very interesting. I'd never seen such a thing. Imagine I was coming from a girls' school where it was all girls and we had all the power in the world because it was a girls' school. And I'm going to a mixed school where the girls are really, really few. And it's so weird. I noticed certain things that it was a great school, very great school. But I think because it was predominantly boys in the school, I noticed a few things that were off. Like for some reason in the school, they were so strict on the girls compared to the boys. Like it was like the girls were given less, I don't know, preferential treatment compared to the boys. The boys were like the preferred people, and the girls were like, you're like the least in the school. So yeah, it's like the very many strange things. We had our dormitories were like very far away. Like we would have to walk so far to get to class because the girls' dormitories were like those ends, and the boys were just around. And in my mind, I thought about it as like, I feel like, I don't know, girls would have to be closer. I mean, because they are girls, they would have to be closer. But then we had to like walk all the way to get to class. And for the boys, it was, just a stone throw away. The dormitories were just near. The girls, I remember in the dining room where the boys would really kind of like bully girls. And at that time, you would not realize it, that it was something off. You would not realize it because you're kind of used to it. You're kind of used to, oh my God, we're the girls and we are the least in this school, so it's okay. But when I came out of it, I realized it was actually bullying. The boys would bully the girls every time in the dining room. Like if there were certain tables in the dining room that were for only boys, and if you sat there, they would make so much noise. They would boo you, like if you know what it means to boo someone. Like girls were constantly scared in the school. And it's only when I came out, that's when I realized this was wrong. This was not right. Like there was absolutely no reason to treat girls less than the boys. I mean, because at the end of the day, they're all students and they're all human beings and they're all trying to work towards their future. So yeah, I was in that class and there were very few girls, but I was able to excel mainly because, of course, the focus. I realized most girls would get derailed and get into things like relationships and stuff like that. And you find like the boy is concentrating on his books and the girl is so taken away and she's probably not reading. She's probably, I don't know, doing all those crazy things. But the focus really kept me there to enable me to excel. So I was able to excel and then move on to campus where I got to do computer engineering. And the funny thing still is that even when I came to the computer engineering class, the girls were like about five, I think it must have been like 5, 6 girls amongst 40 something boys. It wasn't such a big class. But still, I remember we used to study with computer engineering, electrical, and telecom would study like as a whole sometimes. But even still, even if you combined all those three, the number of boys would be overwhelmingly so many boys compared to the girls. The girls were like so few. But even then, I just knew that still the importance of being focused, knowing what you want and doing the things that will lead you there. I knew that it's important for me to excel in school. So still, even there, I kept my focus and I knew that I need to excel. And in order to excel, of course, you have to read. I would see so many people get derailed, I don't know, by peer pressure and the feeling of trying to be accepted. You know how campus is. You want to be accepted. You see people are dating and you're not, and all those things that happen. But really, for me, it was the focus. Just the ability to know that it's important to know what you want and to do the things that will get you to where you want to be. So that's what I kept at, and I was able to excel, overwhelmingly excel with the first class. I came out number 2, and even the person who was number 1 in our year was also a girl. So that particular year, I think the first 5 people were girls who were leading, and to me it was such an honor. I remember my lecturer literally called me, I think a month before results were released, and he told me, "You have a first class," and I was so excited. I was just overwhelmed that I could even, get to those heights. And everyone was saying Kongs and Kongs and Kongs. And to me, it was a testimony because our class was really, engineering. You really find very few girls, and to see girls excel in an area where they are like the least is such an empowering thing. But then also to speak to that, I knew that fine, I am in school and I'm studying, but then what is going to happen after school, after I've come out of school? So I knew that it was important for me to start like work before I leave campus. And I tried to work towards that because my course particularly, I realized, how do you get a job when when you've done computer engineering? What job are you going to get? So I realized, if I'm going to have a job related, a bit related to what I'm doing, I'm probably going to have to go in the direction of development, application development, system development, software development. So that's when I took every opportunity to learn. Now, this is something that girls need to really, really do. Take time to invest in your skill and take time to get knowledge and take time to have skill and not just mental capability, but also the skill. So when programs would come up at school, like at Outbox, there is this happening at Outbox, there is this happening here, I would always attend. And one time, I really, really got an opportunity to learn mobile application development that was at Outbox. We applied for a certain program, and I was selected as among the people that were going to be trained how to develop mobile applications, and that completely opened up my life because I went for that course. I learned how to develop apps, and my life never stayed the same because there was a lecturer who was really interested in finding like talented people in class. So he got to know that I am able to do application development. That must have been in my second year, second sem, the last semester of my second year. So he connected me to a certain company and I started working there. Of course, there you're young and you're of course not earning much, but you're just so privileged that, oh my God, I'm working and I'm even learning more. So I worked at that company for about, it must have been a couple of months. Then I got even a bigger opportunity after that to work for another company. But meanwhile, I was also still studying. I would go to class and read my books and keep on working. So I would find a way to juggle it. Sometimes I would work remotely from hostel, but then sometimes I would be needed at office. And I had to make it work because I knew it was important for me to leave campus when I have a job. Then it was in my third year, it must have been my third year, second semester before going to fourth year, that I really, really got a big breakthrough because I got a really good job. And I was so excited because it was really like a relief. So I held on to that job and kept getting, better and better and improving myself every time. And by the time I was graduating, I was already working. I wasn't in a position where I'm trying to find work. I was already working and I could look after myself. I was no longer like a burden to my mom. Instead, I was providing at home. And, it helps a parent when you can be able to look after them just like they have looked after you. So I was so honored that I was able to do that. And I worked for that job from that time in my I was working for a company called Fulusi from that time in my third year until after graduation. That's when I got this opportunity this job that I'm currently working at Kanzu Code. And I've seen myself really grow. I've seen myself move from one level to the next. So that's really on the end of career. But like I mentioned, on the other end, I realized that I am the kind of person who is just, can I say, multi-talented, because I have both the ability to do arts and sciences. The sciences coming in my career, but then I'm also a very talented person, vocally, like in writing, in anything to do with stage. So I used that talent after campus, because during campus I was so busy I could not focus on anything like singing or what. It was too much. So after campus, when I was done, I was able to have that time to also look into that area and also grow that area of my life. So I started serving in church first of all as a worshiper. That opened up my life completely because people got to know, oh my God, this girl can sing. And then after some time I started writing songs in church, and then the songs even grew bigger than what I expected. They went to radio. Now I am in I don't know, I've met big artists. I'm making songs with big artists in the gospel music industry, and it's such a blessing to be able to thrive in both areas, because I know for most people it's so easy, very easy to focus on one thing and let the other thing slide, and to have that imbalance. But I thank God that at an early time I was able to strategize and know that this I will do at this time and this needs to be done at this time. So it's important for you to actually know, to really, really know what to do and when to do it. I keep saying that it's so funny because people keep trying to say that, okay, people say that I want to be this, but they do not do the things that lead them there. So I realized that the first thing that you need to know is where do I want to go? What do I want to be? And what are the things that I need to do that can get me there? If sleeping all day is not going to get me to be prosperous and wealthy, that means I should stop sleeping all day and find work, because work is going to enable me to have money to pay the bills. So do the things that will get you there. If you're in school, what is going to get you to excel? It's reading your books, it's having those discussions. So do the things that will get you where you want to be, not the things that are quite contrary. And another thing that I've realized in life that is this thing called consistency. Sometimes people really, really lack consistency, and it's the thing that it really enables you to be moved to another level, to be promoted. You need to be consistent in your life. If you let's say you have a passion for, like I did, like mobile application development, don't leave it. Don't do it for 2 months and you're like, I'm done. Keep on doing that thing, because the more you do it, the better you get. And promotion only comes when you have reached that level. You've mastered the level that you're at, and then you can move to the next level. Do not do things and then leave them and then quit them. If you have started something, make sure you keep at it and you just keep growing and growing and growing. Like the person Molly that spoke before me, she mentioned that she's still going to be doing her passion fruit business, and trust me, she's going to keep growing because she has decided to be consistent at it. So do not give up on anything that you have started. Just keep doing that same thing over and over again, because the more you do it, the better you get at it. And at one point, you're going to realize, oh my God, I'm so good. And you're going to realize that you've been actually promoted. A promotion will just come out of nowhere because you have mastered this particular level. Now you can only go higher and higher and higher. Another thing that I'll just say that enabled me to be successful in all these things, school, career, and music-wise, is intentionality. You need to be intentional about what you're doing. Sometimes people just do things just because, but do not attach intentionality to them. So you need to be intentional about what you are doing. Like, there must be motive behind it. There must be inspiration behind it, not just doing something for the sake of it. And the last thing I would like to add is that just a couple of, must have been last month, I was called upon to participate in a hackathon, a women's hackathon. It was called Women in Fintech Hackathon, and we were supposed to develop financial inclusion solutions to help the people who were underrepresented in the financial pyramid in our communities today. And that's usually like people really at the bottom of the pyramid, people, small businesses, women, those are people who are really not completely represented in that particular pyramid. So we're asked to develop these solutions, and I was given the role of being a team leader in this particular hackathon. And I kept telling myself, I've never been involved in a hackathon before. Fine, I know I'm a developer, but I've never done any of these things of competitions. And the first time I was invited, I really did not want, because I kept thinking, what am I going to do? But it was that self-belief and that can I say worth, that, you know what, if they have asked me to do this, that means because they believe in me. So if they believe in me, I definitely have to believe in myself. So long story short, after that 5-day hackathon, we actually went ahead to win. My team went ahead to win the grand prize of the hackathon. And ever since then, our lives have opened. We have had so much publicity. I didn't even know I would ever be on TV, but we like so much. It has been so crazy. It has been a crazy 2 months for us because of winning that particular hackathon. And I thought to myself, what if I had said no? I will not be participating. We would have missed out on that opportunity. So what I'm trying to say here is that do not be afraid of challenging situations. The more uncomfortable you are, the greater you're going to be. Like, greatness is not achieved in comfort. If you find yourself being comfortable, know there's an issue. You should be in a place where you're uncomfortable. You're being given things that are harder, that are heavier for you to know that, you know what, I'm actually going somewhere. So, ever since then, it has been amazing, just being interviewed from one place to another, winning the grand prize, winning money, the ability to take the product that we developed to market, the opportunities that have come have been so enormous. And I'm just so privileged and humbled at that. So that is what I had to say. Thank you all so much. I'll hand back to our co-host, Carol, I think.
Wow, that was nice. That was wonderful. Congratulations, Patricia, on the win. And I would like to say I'm very inspired from your story and Molly's story. And I hope everyone who is listening is as inspired as I am, because I would not want anyone to go back the same from here. So the next presenter will be Sharon Akot, but I would like to ask everyone to take 3 minutes. Let's use 3 minutes. Like, we want those stories, we like them so much, but the time, we don't want to go out without hearing all your stories, all your inspiring stories. So let's please use 3 minutes. And in case you have the opportunity to advise like Patricia has, please use it. And let's add the challenges we've faced during these times, because those are also good for the girl child. Thank you. Please, Sharon, take up the floor.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'll start by saying that I'm a girl who grew up from the slums. But I grew up from the slums. There are some things, okay, challenges as a girl that I've faced because slum life is never good. The majority, the public outside there, those who do not know everything about slums, they categorize all the slum people to be what? To be goons, okay, to be bad behaved. But as an icon or as an individual, I chose not to be that because slum life has never been good to me. And up to now, I'm still living in a slum. But though I live in a slum, I have something to tell. Many people, many girls of my age, because I'm 19 now, but many girls of my age have gotten pregnant, even some younger than me in the slums. Most of them, because I get time and interact with them, and most of them tell me that their parents forced them to. Some tell me that they go for that they go intimate with men so that they can get what they need. At times, some of them, their parents cannot afford giving them pads every month. So to come up to that solution, they decide to go for intimacy with other men, with men outside there to support themselves. But now, as a girl, that I grew up from the slums, I've never had that in mind because I believe that I am different from the rest. During the lockdown, because I faced a lot of challenges, by the way, because when I was at school, I'd be one of the last girls to pay fees in class. And that was really embarrassing because whenever the bursar comes in, say, Sharon, you know yourself, automatically get up and get out of the class. That would be embarrassing. That really hurt me. At times I would even go to the toilet and say, oh God, what is this? Why me all the time? Why don't you provide? I started blaming God. But then later I realized that everything happens for the good. So I thank the Lord because though I passed through the thick and thin, I managed to complete my senior 6 level because I'm in my vacation right now. Had to join the university, but because of the lockdown, I'm still home. But then at school, I faced challenges because in that school that I used to go to, most children were from Muyinga, and I was almost the only girl from the slum. And those people from Muyinga were always, they came with enough things. As a boarding student, I would go with nothing, almost nothing, not pocket money. Okay, in most cases, nothing completely. The only thing that I would go with are the necessities, pads, maybe requirements, then sugar, the things that would keep me going. But now the grab like what daddies, the things, they would not be good to me. I would not go with them. But though I passed through all that, I still enjoyed because I knew that I had to be someone. You know, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, you can enjoy everything to achieve it. So because of that, because I knew what I wanted, because I knew what I really wanted to be in the future, because I want to be a, a midwife. But because I knew it, I did not let those challenges that I passed through put me aside, divert me from my goal. Because in the same school, the same class, another girl from the slum also got pregnant because of the same issue. Fees, lack of enough necessities. But I give the glory back to the Lord because He gave me the strength to endure. He made me endure a lot of things. He made me endure a lot of things, negative advices, because I had friends who would advise me negatively. And the best thing the best thing I did was to let go of them. If a friend gives me a negative advice, I would say no, thank you for that. But then I'll bridge a bigger gap between I and myself and them. Then at school still, though I was passing through those challenges, of course I had people who encouraged me. There is, because at school I joined the prayer altar, school prayer altar, school choir, and scripture union. And those things kept me going because they were the main source of my courage. They encouraged me. They made me go forward. Though I had lost hope, sometimes I even lost hope because of the words that people say. I went to church and cried out my eyes. But then I thank the Lord Almighty because He used someone from there who encouraged me and reminded me of what I am and told me that, Sharon, know what? Tears will not help. You need to come up as a girl and do something, show someone outside there that though you're from a humble background, you can be someone. So I managed. I sat my senior 6 last year without a penny. I went and spoke to the deputy, who went and spoke to the bursar and told me, because my father was not around, my mom was sick, they never had money at all, no money. But then, because of that, the HM almost sent me out from school as the neighbor was knocking. Actually, we were the first to do, because I did history, literature, and divinity. But the HM history was the first subject to be done in the morning together with math. So that thing, HM came and was like, Sharon, you know what, get out. Because you've not paid a penny, you've not come with anything like requirement, not even a single roll of toilet paper, so you better leave. I started crying, pleading, but she did not give me an ear. Then I decided to go talk to the deputy, who understood me more. The deputy went and spoke to the bursar. I don't know what he told her. I don't know what he told her, but the bursar told me to go back inside. Then I sat it completely, successfully, and I passed with flying colors because I got 16 points. Then outside school, life was still not good because the only thing that kept me going outside school was my principles. I decided, because I knew that growing up in Islam is not something easy. You'll face obstacles, people will be talking bad at you, they'll be pointing fingers at you. But still, though they did that, I had to stand my ground, especially girls in the slums are undermined. Because they say, those ones, all girls in the slums are prostitutes. All of them are useless. They have nothing to do. But as a girl, I stood up. I stood my ground. That if anyone would come and try to look at me as a slum girl, I'll tell them that being a slum girl does not make me a spoiled brat. Being a slum girl was not my choice. So I just made them realize that though I'm in a slum, my character is not of the slum. Because most slum girls, they like slaying around, going to parties. Most of them like clubbing, by the way. But I decided to be a different one. Though I'm from the slum, the majority do not know me as a slum girl because I decided to be a different person, a different girl. Then, in my family life, or my father always favors boys, and that really hurt me a lot. He always favored them and still favors them, but still, thankfully, I thank the Lord for this, because among the girls, just of recent, just that actually I'm the first person to be favored by my father as a girl, because he believed that, okay, the mistake that my first sister, the elder one, the elder sister did. He thought it would be done by every girl because we are 6 in the family, plus my cousins, 6 siblings, minus my cousins. Then the second girl. So my sister did something. Instead of she was sent to the university to study, but she went and got pregnant from there. She dropped out. That was the end of her education, and up to now she's not in school. She gave birth to a baby girl, but that really broke my father's heart. So that even because my sister disappointed him, was like, you see, because my mother was the only one giving him the morale of paying our fees. Then my father, yeah, then because of my sister's action, my father was like, you see, I told you that these girls are useless. It's not good to educate. I mean, it's not good to waste money on girls. Girls will just go there, they'll go and study. But then later, they'll realize that that their husbands are there working for them. So they'll go, instead of taking them to school, instead of going to school, they would be what? They'll be using your money for some other reasons. Because the tuition that my father had given my sister was put to waste. That was the same money that she used for renting a house somewhere there in Tinda. That was the same money she used for traveling to Rwanda. So he was like, no, I was right. Girls should not be put to school. Although he said a lot of things, and that really affected me. It really affected me as the next girl in the line. My father looked at me with that negativity. Was like, no, I can't pay for your fees. If your mother will pay, let her pay, but I will not release my money. I was broken. I was like, how can some other person's mistake affect me? I was really hurt. It was hard time for me. I thought that was the end of my education, simply because my father because he's the one who used to pay for us fees. He's the one who pays our fees. Not use that he still pays our fees. But then my mother encouraged me. She told me that, Sharon, you know what? Don't be broken. I have a business because she sells fruits along the road. She told me that, don't worry, I'll be raising this money and I'll be using it for clearing your fees. There I gained hope, but still it was hard for her because selling fruits and raising money, paying fees. Because in that school, it was Kairos High School. In that school, for a candidate to be in, like for a candidate to be admitted, you should be in boarding, compulsory. And boarding was around 870 something. I don't know the fees, but it was around 800 something. Then my mother, I sat back, kept quiet, crying, my eyes hurt, and I was like, no, how will my mother manage to raise this amount of money? How will she? She sells just simple fruits, oranges, mangoes. Then how will she raise? I don't know how she did it, but I thank the Lord because she raised the money and paid my fees. That was senior 5. Yeah, senior 5, second term. She paid my fees and she paid my fees from second term to third term. Then after my father seeing that maybe I might be someone different in the family, he decided to pay my fees again, but on condition that I'll not disappoint him. And that's right. By the way, he's right. According to me, he's right. He was right because what my sister did was wrong, though at first he also had his negative attitude towards educating a girl child. But still, one person's problem, one person's mistake should not be affecting the rest. Because that very year, senior 5, first time when he paid my fees without all the things, I got 18 points. But then after him refusing to pay my fees, I studied with stress. a lot of stress. I didn't have enough time. I was like, oh, what? No, this is what I should do. If my father refused to pay my fees, what should I do? Then I came up with a solution that I should read harder and harder to prove to him that though my sister disappointed him, I'm not my sister. I'm Sharon. I'm someone else, not the one who disappointed him. But still, though I try to encourage myself that way, I had a lot of thoughts, stress, all the things. So I didn't perform well. My performance reduced. It became poorer because in second term I had 16, then third term I got 11 points. That really affected me a lot negatively. So because of that, I for once even thought of staying back home maybe for a year or repeating the whole of senior five. Then I was like, no, my mother struggled raising these fees. So I can't lag her backwards like that. Because of that, because of my mother's thoughts, my mother's energy, her sweat that she had put on me, I decided to move to the next class, senior six. And in senior six, I don't know what happened, accompanied with prayers, my father decided to pay my fees once again, saying, I'm doing this, but I don't think I'm doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because I'm tired of seeing people outside there talking negative things about me. Fine was paying my fees because he was tired of because he was tired of Paul's words, but to me, Paul's words were not something. Instead, I think that's the way God used the people, the Paul's words to make him pay my fees again. He paid my fees, but then he put that condition that if he's to pay my fees, I should do arts because I was doing biology, art, and agriculture then. I decided to change again and changing my combination. I was like, I'm to change my combination, but as I'm still changing, I'll do it from senior six. I'll still continue with senior six. Then I was like, oh God, how am I going to do all this? How am I going to cope with this? How can I study? How can I complete 2 years syllabus, 2 classes syllabus in a year? Then I agreed with him. I decided to let go of my science combination and went with arts because I wanted me to be a lawyer. I went with arts. That's when I came up with history, literature, and divinity as my combination. Then from there, because history was something simple, easier, yeah. It was an easy subject to me since O level. Then literature, I was new in literature. But simply because I had that love for reading novels, love for writing, I decided to do literature and divinity. Something simple as well. That's one of the things that made it much easier for me to come up, to go with that combination. So senior six, first term, when they saw me in arts class, people were like, oh my God, science girl in arts class, what's happening? Oh, science has become tough, right? But they started mocking me. Some people mocked me. Some came and wanted to know the reason as to why. But because I had to keep family matters secretive, or I had to keep it confidential, I just said no. So art science is now difficult. I have to go for arts nowadays. Then I've decided to go for arts. I think arts is much easier. Not knowing it, yet at the back of my mind, I had my own other reasons. Then when I joined arts, they gave me history book copying notes, and they gave 3 books. How many? For choir, yeah, and they were all full copying history, and that was one paper. That was paper 3. I copied and copied and copied, and I even started doing that. My friends started helping me copying because I understand written work more than typed work. So I enjoyed and copied them. Within a month, I had completed paper 3, and then I went for paper 1. Paper 1 didn't take me long because it was a shorter one. It doesn't have notes. Then divinity was easier. it didn't have notes as well. And since I was a friend to the Bible, that was much easier. But for Divinity Paper 4, because it's related to this day-to-day life.
Sharon,
Yes.
a moment. Could you please summarize because the time is we're winding up.
Okay. About that, related to this day-to-day life, Divinity was easier. Then after that, I decided, okay, finally cope with the situation. I got to choose the subject, the combination, and everything. Then first term, I got 5 points in that combination. And I was like, no, I'm not going for my holiday. I'll just stay here. I stayed and read. Second term, I improved with 14. Third term, I went back to, third term, that was senior 6 still. I came to what? 16 points. That's when I got that was UNEB. Now during this lockdown, as the girls, some other girls were sitting outside there, I joined a certain organization that is a Guardian Angel Foundation, and I joined the Teens Club. I was made the chairperson of that club. There I learned a lot of things. I decided not to sit because I looked for a job and failed to get one. Then I was like, no, though I don't have a job, I should do it. I'll just find something. I should learn something. I should be creative. I should learn at least a skill. Then from there, they started teaching me how to bake. Now I can bake cake. I can make bracelets. I can make things, different things. Then I got an opportunity from there. I joined a bigger bakery, though it's a home bakery. I joined it and I've improved on my skills, baking skills. I can bake white bread, those other kinds of different types of bread, all thanks to the Guardian Angels Foundation. And I thank still the foundation for giving me the opportunity of sharing my story, because it was really something terrible to me. And I felt like sharing it to someone outside there, maybe it would inspire them. And as I'm talking right now, I'm still under the Guardian Angels Foundation, and I'm representing the Guardian Angels Foundation as the Teens Club chairperson, as a girl child, and as someone. I believe that I can do something. I can be someone. Because my father wanted me to be a lawyer. I did the combination that he wanted, but I still got the opportunity of learning science through the Guardian Angel Foundation, because from there, I went to a Amani Clinic where they are willing to teach me some of the midwifery skills free of charge. And I believe that I can still follow my dreams and I can still achieve my dreams alongside my father's dream of me making me a lawyer. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. We know there are a lot of girls out there that are undergoing very many challenges, but when you have the right mindset, there are always people who can lift us up, who can pick us, just like your parents, and we are happy that they are there for you now. You can as well forgive them, yes. Thank you. So let's mind of the time, please, because our time is running out. And we're going to have Florence Bella as the next speaker. Please use 3 minutes. Thank you. Yes, are you there? Florence Bella. Okay, it seems she's not ready. We can have the next speaker, please. If Valentine, you are online, you could please speak to us. right, anyone who is ready, please, you can share with us. Is anyone there?
Thank you so much. Thank you for the word you've given us today. My name is Elizabeth. I'm a medical worker, lab assistant by profession. Thank you, Molly and Patricia, for the good message. Thank you so much. And I hope, I know it has inspired many outside there. We are so grateful for your story. It has touched some of us, more especially me. It has touched me a lot. Thank you so much. I just have something little to say to someone outside there, or a girl child or boy child. Something I have to say, you have to always be determined. You know, life is so hard when you have something. I mean, life is so good when you have something to do for yourself. However small it is or big, that's enough for you to put you to a next step. So always be determined. Another thing, you have to think about God first before you do anything in life. So never give up on anything. Always be determined in whatever you do. And learn to be patient with life. I know life is so hard or not so easy out there. Like, I've tried to be patient. Molly has tried to be patient. And even Sharon, Patricia, they have given us their stories. And they are role models to some people outside there. Like now, Molly has been on TV. She has inspired many people outside there, many girl child outside there, and even some little boys that are still growing up. So I know whatever you do, you are a role model to someone outside there. So always be patient in whatever you do and do it with love. However much people will tell you something about it, something bad, will make you like think that some things will not work out. No, never do anything bad about anything. So always be determined in whatever you do. Put much love in it. You can be a role model to someone outside there. So never give up in whatever you do. I know life is so bad and life is so hard. We all have many stories to share, but in the little stories we have heard from our friends, let it be an inspiration to someone, and always be patient. Thank you, everyone, and thanks for the meeting.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for the advice. So we can go to the next item on our agenda, which is the panel discussion. We can ask questions from the other speakers or anything that you want to put forward.
Thank you so much. I think I really want to say is that I've heard everyone, and it's very, very interesting. Everyone is touching in their own ways. But like Elizabeth said, being patient. A quote, I don't know if I pronounced it well, Sharon. Let me tell you something. There are so many people outside there that would want to have an opportunity, but they don't have it. But because you focus and you say, this is what I want, I want to believe I might be a bit the oldest on this panel. I am 27 years old, okay? And I have gone through a lot. I can afford to get cheap if I wanted it next week. I can afford to have a Benz if I want it next week. It doesn't take much. It will only take me 5 or 3 minutes in bed with a man for me to have it, okay? It would only take me a few minutes to do something with that man and go and have sex, enjoy, and then come back, and then will do for me a greater business. But guess what? You'll be like selling your body, all right? That's all. He will never appreciate that. So one thing I will always tell young ladies, every time you want something with my kind of caliber, I don't want to say so much, but the fact that I am a teaching assistant at Uganda Christian University, I am a junior lecturer. I couldn't go get my hands dirty, but I'm getting my hands dirty because I want so many girls outside there to know that things just don't come on a silver plate. I have been conned by some man who thinks he's very smart, but he one day went and told his friends, I have been challenged by that young girl. How can he refuse to open his legs? And I frankly told him, let me tell you, not everyone is interested in your money. Let me keep my dignity. And as I'm keeping my dignity, someone will come and unveil it at the right time. And let me tell you, just doing that, he will continue to respect me, even when he doesn't talk to me. At the back of his mind, he would respect me. Well, sometimes you've had those men that will come promise you heaven and earth. And for some reason, as young girls, we always tend to think like, oh, hold on a minute. I think this guy is right. I think this guy is, guess what? Once he gets what he wants, he has decided he leaves. And for me, I will come openly and I tell you and I speak to you and I tell you, you know what? Don't think we are fools. You are a fool. And I always remind them that you're just a man like others. You have a daughter. Whatever you're doing to someone's daughter is going to be done to your daughter one day, one time, whether you're living or not living. And this has taught them a lesson. So when someone comes and they intimidate you, please tell them and remind them, I have a purpose in life. I have a purpose that God created me for. I have a purpose that I'm going to be ABCD. Because you were a lawyer, you're a big lawyer somewhere or a big doctor somewhere, you cannot intimidate me. If I did not achieve it in my life, my children will achieve it and they will be greater than me. I always tell God when I go to church, God, let my children not go through the mistakes that I have made. If my children did not, if I've not had the best, my children will have the best. My organization, my orphanage, Empower African Children, took me to the best schools. I went to Taiba International School and I am proud of that. I went to Irma Faifa and I am proud of that. And I tell God I'll give the best to my children because I don't want them to yearn like I have done. Friends, we will talk and talk and talk, but be focused. 3 things I learned today in church. Number 1, reason. Always reason when you're going to do something. Everything reason needs an acknowledgement. Number 2, have a will. When you have a will to do something, I guarantee you will do it at your best. Lastly, control your emotions. Don't be taken by your emotions. The emotions are not going to take you anywhere, my friends. Love to control your emotions. Your past mistakes should not destroy your future. You're still going to be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ali, for sharing and advice that we need the level. We have the next panelist. Anyone? Olivia? Georgina? Anyone available, please? Innocent, Goretti, Zila? Yeah, our panelists, talk to us.
Hello. Thank you so much for this opportunity. They have said it all. Thank you so very much, our previous speakers. You had very nice stories, beautiful stories, and thank you so much for sharing them with us. Well, I'm not going to say much. I might, excuse me, I might even just take 1 minute. All I have to say is that I personally, what has brought me where I am today as a scientist is passion and knowing what I want. I knew what I wanted ever since I was in high school. And when I got to know that, I made sure that I pursue a science course that is actually practical. So that is why I'm doing an engineering course, and I'm actually I'm building projects already from Fundi Boats through IEEE, and it is because I know what I want. Very many people keep asking me, how do you do it? How come, Emma, you're there, we see you here? It is not that I'm playing around or what. It is because that is what I love to do, and that is why people actually recognize what I'm doing. So know what you want. When you know what you want, it will take you, it will make you not to lose hope or anything of that sort. Well, I think that's all I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Zila, for sharing. Let's please have the next panelist, and let's be brief like she has been.
Hi everyone.
For being good at time management.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chemchai Michelle again. So me generally, I have grown up with girls. I come from a family of 5 girls, and I also went to a single-sex school for all my 6 years. So generally, I'm really passionate about a girl child, and this has been a very inspirational and touchy event. The speakers, that was really good. It was a really good presentation from you all. And I'm currently in my 2nd year doing telecommunications engineering, as I stated before. And I have joined several projects. And, hold on. Yes, so as I was saying, I have participated in several projects, and yes, generally I have joined several organizations for a time ago, such as IEEE, IET,
Chemtai, we cannot hear you. Yes, we cannot hear you. Please unmute.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was speaking to myself this whole time. Okay, and so what was the last thing you had?
Yes, please.
What was the last thing you had?
I think it was
fresh, but just 2-3 minutes.
Was the part of you working with IEEE.
Joining IEEE.
Okay. I am in several organizations such as IEEE, IET, Photonics, Women in Engineering, Lego and Robotics, UPS6, And generally, like, this has helped me much and all. And I was telling you about the Women in Engineering Conference 2019 that on 15th this month, and it's centered on the theme Lead Beyond Horizons. And it's about creating space for vibrant women who positively impact the world. And it will have 5 tracks, that is the humanitarian, the leadership, future technology, empowerment, and entrepreneurship. So yes, I feel like you people should also register for this event. I am going to send the link in the chat. And yes, I'm generally happy that I have attended this event. Yeah, that's it.
Hi everyone. You guys getting me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So this is Molly Nakalyango from Bustema University. I'm a finalist doing computer engineering. I'm so happy to be part of this event. And what I can tell to all girls is that don't listen to anyone who tells you that doing this or that is hard. I was once a victim to that when a friend told change can I
I think we have lost her. Can we have the next speaker, please?
Hi, everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes, we
you.
can. Okay. I am Georgina. I am currently a finalist at Makerere University doing a Bachelor's of Science in Telecommunication Engineering. Yeah. Okay, start my video. I don't know if you'll be able to see me clearly. Yeah, but I think I first want to thank all the speakers for encouraging us. The stories have really been inspiring. Yeah, but what I want to point out is that there is need to change the way our girls and the way we are being raised. Because as a girl, yeah, I have faced very many challenges. I have gone through things. You look at me and you're like, that girl can't. But yeah, but all in all, I think for me, the best bit was being raised by people who know that society has conditioned girls in a way that makes them less than men, to say. Yeah, because for me, every time I lagged behind growing up, my father would get me, put me in front of my brothers and say, you are better than them. You are supposed to be better than them. Yes, they expect you to probably finish your S6, go to campus, get pregnant, halfway get married. Nobody will shout at a girl for stopping in S6 and deciding to get married or for refusing to continue with their education. But for me, my parents always said, you are better than them. You are supposed to be the best. You are a girl. You are everything. And for me, that's the most encouraging bit. I feel like we just need to give girls more, what should I call it? More appreciation for the things they have gone through. Yes, we understand that we as girls, probably we are behind on some things, but we need to uphold what has already been done. Like, has someone succeeded in something? Lift them up. Let the world know that they have done this and they have succeeded and other girls can do so. Yeah, I feel like we are in a society where a guy will do something same as a girl and you will hear about the guy more than the girl. Yes, we are fighting for equality, but what is equality if we, the fellow women, are not upholding our gender? Like, we're not praising them and everything. Yeah. Then to the speakers, I just want to thank you for those inspirational words. I hope people have picked a thing or two. Yeah. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Georgina. Thank you very much for sharing. So if there's no more, are there any more panel speakers who want to speak to us, or like open the discussion to the audience?
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Once again,
Hello.
We can hear you, dear. Please go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
My name is... Hello, once again.
Yes. Oh, unfortunately, I can't start my video because I'm in not a nice place. I'm sorry about that. My name is Nabalamba Innocent. I'm a student at Macquarie University, as I had introduced myself earlier. And I'm a student leader for IEEE, Macquarie Student Branch. What I'm going to talk about here is inspiring ladies into science and technology. Yeah, something like that. So first of all, what I have noticed about ladies is that we have that sixth sense, I can call it. If we focus on something, we always do it the best way. So my issue here is that we always have that fear to engage into certain things. Maybe, for example, science, we have that inferiority that we can't manage. Yet those ones who have started it, you notice they have done it very well. If a lady decides to stand up and be like, I'm going to do engineering, you notice that they even get first class without any difficulty. Okay, there is some difficulty within, but if they decide to do something, they always do it. So one thing is, what I'm talking about here is that let's not fear to start doing something. Because if we start it, we shall always succeed in doing it. And then another thing is about early pregnancies. Okay, me, what I have noticed about us ladies is that the main reason why we get pregnant, first of all, is the society we are exposed to and what we do. For example, for some of our friends who are living in slums, the society they're exposed to is, you look at maybe prostitutes, something like that, and maybe you can kind of admire them. But for those ones who are not living in slums, for example, parents always keep their kids busy. If we keep our kids busy, they would not have those kind of admirations. If I have, for example, I'm at home, I have things to do. I would never wake up and start thinking about looking for a man and all that. I'll have a mission or a vision to accomplish. So let's always keep ourselves occupied with things such that we don't get those, how can I call them, those temptations. And then let's have principles to follow in life such that we do not get easily swayed away by simple things like admirations, maybe men and all that. Yes, that is all. And then lastly, I would love to thank all the speakers who have been around. Thank you for the inspirations. They have been really great for such a nice day. Thank you. And thank you for organizing this event. I'm glad I've been able to be part of this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Innocent. More on the pregnancy discussion, we're having it in the chat. Please add your ideas. We're trying to get how to combat pregnancies, early pregnancies. What should we do? What should the government do? What should the stakeholders do? There's information there more on the early pregnancies. And I'm going to open the discussion to the audience because time is up, and I would want to call up Dan Ahimbisigwe to talk to us. Thank you.
Moment, Melody, if you're with us, you could please say something. Melody.
Yes, I am around. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me well? Hello?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you.
Okay. So I really want to thank all the speakers that have spoken before me. I've been quiet because I've really learned so much, and I hope that everybody else has learned a lot as well. Quick introduction. I had already introduced myself earlier. I am a pharmacy student. I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in pharmacy. But aside from that, I am also a research assistant. So I offer myself to participate in research cohorts. I'm currently part of a Happy Twitter research cohort 2, which is an HIV focused research that's taking place in rural areas. I am also an innovator, and so I'm going to basically bench what I'm going to share to do with innovation. I was in a single sex school for my O level, and then I changed to a mixed school in my A level, and that opened up my eyes to realize that girls need to be, I don't know if I should say the word shrewd, but we need to get assertive and actually get to working, because the world sort of has a platform where men have an easier way forward to achieve things. You know, they're looked at as stronger. If you go to apply for a job, they're going to be like, you are a girl, you're going to get emotional, you won't manage, or by you what. And so I realized that we have to get ourselves up as ladies and actually be assertive and work hard. And so I have been able to participate in quite a number of things and attend different conferences. And what I want to share with everybody is that one of the most important things, I think I'm echoing the words of the previous speakers, is being focused, having a goal, and utilizing every single opportunity that comes, as long as it is going to lead you to that focus. If you want to be in the medical field, I will speak on that because that's where I am. Make sure that nothing in the medical field passes you by. If there is an opportunity to do research, participate. If there's an opportunity to volunteer, please do that. If there's an opportunity to do anything there is, it's always good to always participate when you can. The more you do all these things, the more you get your name out there, the more skills you acquire, the more people are able to notice you. It does not benefit if you want to be good and you just sit down and be like, oh my god, I pray someday someone miraculously finds out that I'm good at this. So let's get ourselves out there. I'm sure each one of us as girls have something important that they can offer to the world in our different areas that we are in. So let's get out there and be good at what we do, and that way we shall be able to also lift up all the other people and be role models for other people to look up to. Yeah, but otherwise I'm really grateful to be a part of this. And I thank all the speakers and the organizers of this for creating such an opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melody, for sharing and advising us. Florence, if you're with us, please, you could have a minute to share with us. Florence, are you there? Okay, she has just sent us a message here. There is a lot of noise and she will not be able to talk to us. Anyway, she thanks the hosts as well as the speakers and the MIS team for the great opportunity. All right, next on our agenda is the audience. Let's get to that. Any questions, suggestions, and what you can tell us about today and about the meeting?
Hello, guys.
Hi.
It has been very nice to attend this meeting. Yeah, I'm very excited, inspiring stories. Yeah, it's the way to go. I urge you to the girl child and the young girls there. It is the way you take yourself, is the way the society will take you. If you decide to be cheap, the society will take you to be cheap. If you decide to be hardworking, the society will take you to be hardworking. There's no problem with that equality, women and men at the same level or different levels. If you go to a company and be like, me, I can do this, they will hire you. They will not maybe say, this is a woman, this is a man. And you can see of recent, most of the human resources are women, and it's very easy to trust a woman than trust a man. So women can do a very great job, which I believe is an opportunity as compared to men. If you find most of the colleagues I work with are women, even when I have classwork, when I have a project to do, yeah, I easily find it easy to work with a woman. She's trustworthy and she can do a clean job without more intentions attached. So keep up the good job, inspire yourself. You'll make it in life. You don't have to let not know maybe like these other discriminations, maybe age, maybe your sex. Let it not be a limitation to your success. Just work hard. You'll achieve it. Just work hard. That is all. Whatever you do, God will bless you and keep up the spirit. And yeah, women are coming up. At least these days, people are trying, everyone. And yeah, if you can see most of my friends who are ladies, yeah, they are very empowered and they are very influential. And when they mean to do something, they do it. Thank you very much. And the hosts, Makerere Innovation and Society, thank you very much. And the whole team and the rest. Yes, I'm done. I am Sibwe and Chair IEEE Chamber of Student Branch. Lastly, I'm organizing an event actually, Women Engineering International Leadership Summit. Yes, it's an international event with women from over 17 countries. So it will be an opportunity, a big opportunity to see all of you attend. Yes, though I'm a man, but I got an opportunity to organize it. So I'm waiting to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you for the opportunity. Please join him for the Women in Engineering meeting. Let's have Betty, then we shall have Olivia from the audience. And let's please sum up. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, my name is Betty. I'm a third year student at Makerere, and yeah, I do telecom engineering. I'm so happy to have, I would say, bumped into this occasion, and I would really like to thank the people that have spoken. The stories have been so inspiring, and hearing them on the Girl Child Day just made a lot of sense. I would like to also thank the MIS team for organizing and the entire team. Maybe a kind note to share is that I would like to believe so many people would want to have taken part in this or maybe attend, but I think the outreach was not as great because I also saw the information just around midday. So maybe next time we need to get to more people because there's been a lot of takeaways that I believe so many girls out there would benefit from. Otherwise, personally, I'm so passionate about leadership, and I just want to talk about ladies and leadership. I want to urge all girls to take up leadership positions because they will build up your confidence and you'll move away from that self-pity thing that society has instilled in girls. So it's very important. And the leadership I'm talking about may not necessarily be the political kind of leadership, but leadership can be in any setting. You don't necessarily need to go on rallies and all that stuff. And then the other thing I would like to, I think Georgina talked about it, but I just want to re-emphasize it, is that girls should start by supporting themselves. Ladies should empower ladies first, because like I said, I'm a leader. You go out to campaign and you maybe campaign to a fellow girl and she's like, but a girl, how can a girl lead us? So if we ladies still have that kind of thinking, then we still have a lot to do, because we have to first empower ourselves before others can empower us. Other than that, I would like to appreciate MIS once again and all the organizers for this very, very wonderful summit, or okay, I don't know what to call it, but it has been very nice and touching on such a day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Betty. Let's have Olivia. Olivia, please talk to us.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Olivia, sorry, I got kicked off. Yes, Olivia, are you there? Network things to the fellow girls. You know, is that yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? It is
Yeah, we
never
can
easy
hear you,
to
but you're
any of
broken.
us. Like we all have our different journeys to walk, but we need to know how to walk that all in mind, and we shall be able to get where we are going. It has never been easy for me, I should say, but I'll say I can, but they managed to strive. I personally, like, I've been able to jump like school, work, then also this other life, like, you know, you stay with your parents, but parents are not so well. you have to work, but how, and I should say you need to choose your friends wisely. Are they going to take you where you want to go? Are they good for your career? Like I'm an engineer, I work with Grenoble Networks Engineering. Not because I don't have girls, I have a lot of things. Has some boys in it, and I push my career somewhere. So get your friends. Know where you came from, where do you want to go? Tag on to them. If they it is okay. What you need is to reach there. So if it's going to take you, if they manage to do some translate, I hope you go there. Do it. Like, so it girls only. Some of us, probably you're doing some relationships. No, there. Go. Because boys are also good as well. They can also be bad, but you just need to act your esteem. They say what you want, it will make sense if you act it. If you want to be a career person, act the career. If you want to be an academia, act it. Then people will just define your boundaries, just like that. And above all, girls, what girls shouldn't forget is they should not forget to pray. This world is not so easy. It has never been easy, but once you believe, like, yes, I want to go there, but you have to pray. There is only one person who knows us. He knows all our destinies. And once you believe in that person, work hard, get the good friends, you'll be there. I think that's all I had for today. Yeah, thank you, Miss, for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and I hope we can have more of this. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And as we go out there, we can share with others this too. Let's spare a minute for Emmanuel. He can share with us, then we can finalize.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Good evening. We can hear you.
I have a simple message for you, like for the ladies in here. It would be better for you girls, most of you, to do what? To attach yourself to societies and organizations to keep you busy. Yeah, most of the societies and organizations do need volunteers. Please do that. It keeps your mind busy, and you know what an idle mind does. Yes, I advise you to attach yourself to societies, different societies, like we have Makerere, this innovation society, we have IEEE, organizations are there. So if you keep yourself busy, engage yourself somewhere where you are adding value onto yourself. So that's the only message I have for you. I remain Emmanuel Echirapa. Yeah, telecommunication engineering student, Chambogo University. Yeah, too. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone, for participating. I know we have had many inconveniences, the network, and even the time we have gone past, but thank you for being patient with us. Yeah, there is a lot to still talk, and we could go out there and share, preach the gospel, help out girls out there with whatever we can give them the advice, anything, as we can go step by step, and that's how we'll improve on the girl child. Hilda, you could say something.
also thank everyone for participating, for attending. Thank you for taking the initiative to come here and inspire us and teach us and show us the way. We are very grateful. And I would like to ask everyone here to stand out. Let's fight for the girl child. Let's do what's necessary. Let's not sit back because no one is going to do it for us. No one is going to fight for the girl child. If we don't fight for ourselves, no one is going to do it. We're supposed to stand up for ourselves. Let's fight. Let's join societies as we've been told. Let's choose friends wisely. Let's be consistent. Let's keep up with everything that has been mentioned here. Let's not be shy to stand out. You know, no one's going to help you if you're shy. You say you're shy from everything. If you end up poor or stepped on, no one is going to help you. If you stand out, everyone will be like, yes, this one needs this. They will do it. If you speak about something, it will be heard about and it will be worked upon. Thank you very much. Let's have our closing prayer. A volunteer, please.
Let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Oh Lord, our dear Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for protecting us and for keeping us throughout this session. And we pray that whatever we have learned may get into our heads and people may keep on inspiring us and telling us and sharing with us their stories, Father. Please guide us and protect us in whatever we shall be doing, Father. Protect the girl child and all the people in this world, Father. And help us be good people forever and ever. And I pray this through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Bye.